Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Now in this video, it's going to be a short and sweet one. I actually just finished having a meeting today while I was at work during a Microsoft workshop, and we were talking about infrastructure tools and like Terraform and stuff like that. And this was a tool that was brought up called Infracost, and it's a open source tool that actually gives you a price estimate of your Terraform code before you run it. So you can run this locally, you can have it part of your pipelines, and I think ideally that's the goal with this, is to have it as part of your pipeline. So as an example, let's say you had your Terraform, you're going through your deploy stages, and before it could be approved, it would have like the cost, so they could see live how much your proposed changes or whatever you've done would add to or reduce to the existing infrastructure or any new infrastructure you're building. I think this is really cool, and it's actually really simple to get up and running. So as you can see here, just on this window, there's a little snippet of kind of what you can expect to have as part of a pull request or like commits and stuff like that. So I'll leave a link in here so you can kind of see for yourself, but I think it's really awesome, and I'm just going to show you how to get it set up locally on your machine and kind of what it looks like. So here you can see this is just on the getting started page, and there's a few ways you can get this installed: Mac OS, Linux, Windows, Docker, all that good stuff. So I'm running it on my Mac, so I'm just going to go through and install it via brew. Right, so I got my terminal open. I'm just going to install this now. So brew install Infracost. Enter. If you're on Windows or whatever, I think it's pretty straightforward, especially if you've got like Chocolatey installed. Nice package manager to get this installed. So I'll wait until this is installed, and then we'll run the Infracost and check the version, make sure it's all installed and it's all working. Then we'll jump into some Terraform code that I have linked to my MSDN account in Azure, and we'll just run it against that, and we can see how much that cost is going to be. Just so you can get an idea on how this works and what you can expect from it. Right, so it looks like it's all installed. Let's just double check. So run infracost, and then let's check the version. Oops, if I could spell properly. There we go. So we've confirmed it's working. We're on 0.10.1. So let's follow the next step. So now we've just got to register for a free API key. As you can see there, it's used by the CLI to retrieve prices from their cloud pricing API. So I'll run this now on my terminal, and I'll put my name, my email address, and there we go. So I've got my API key now, and if you need to find it again, there's the credentials file where you can find it. Of course, your directory will be different. Right, so now all we need to do is actually just go into your directory of where your Terraform code is and run the Infracost breakdown command. So let's do that. So all of my code is in here. So let's just change into that. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to run Infracost breakdown, and then we can put the path in there, and then it's dot. I'm using a tf-vars file for mine where all my variables are stored, so I have to specify that, otherwise it's not going to work correctly. Terraform var file equals, and it's just called platform.tf-vars. Enter. So now it's just going to run through my files and check, and then it's going to give me a cost on how much it's going to cost to deploy it. So at the moment, I've just got a virtual machine here that I will be deploying. Let me just minimize the window behind it so you can see it a little bit better. And then we can see here that since it's a standard D2S v3, based on running constantly, we can see that it's going to be running at about $70 a month. And then we've got the storage itself. So a total of my overall deployment will be $71 and 62 cents a month. And I believe that's American. Then we've got here the kind of breakdown. So 6 cloud resources were detected. Let's just put a few enters here so I can space it out a bit. And then we've got 5 were free. right? So I've got like resource groups and stuff like that, which are free and don't incur any costs. So it lets you know that. But yeah, that is pretty much all I wanted to show you. I'm thinking about getting this kind of integrated into my own little pipeline where I can actually use it better. Some scenarios where I think this would be really good is kind of as an output at the end of your pipeline, but also mainly before your pipeline and before anything's run, like your approval stage. So normally when you commit your code before it's run or added into any your main branches, it has to be approved, and part of that approval stage would be that cost. They can see, you know, hey, look, you wanted to get this virtual machine or this SQL or whatever added. We were under the assumption that it's going to be such and such per month, but it's actually way more. Maybe let's review that, right? So I think this is really cool, and it kind of catches any unexpected cost, and it's also a good way to catch you being able to reduce spend as well. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.